Dave Bossie joins me now, former deputy campaign manager for President Trump and a Fox News contributor. Dave, welcome. Good to see you tonight.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
You know the president well. You've worked closely with him over the last few years. What goes through your mind when you watch that this morning?
Well, I can just see the anguish on the president's face. I can tell you that I'm proud of that statement today. I'm proud that he is our president today, calling for all Americans to come together. That's one thing that the president knows about the greatness of America, that even in the moments after tragedy, after whoever this man ends up being, and when we find that out, after 59 people are now dead and 527 injured and wounded, the great people of America come together and help each other, carrying each other out of there, using their own personal vehicles. The EMS, the fire service, was absolutely overwhelmed by the sheer volume of this mass casualty incident. And I just say that the president's words struck home with me today as somebody who knows him, but I know his connection to people, and I'm so happy that he's going to go to Las Vegas on Wednesday to share the grief of those families that are impacted by this, and also he's going to get a chance to thank those police officers, the men and women, that thin blue line who put themselves in harm's way, and the fire service who ran to aid these people under fire.
You served as a volunteer fireman, not far from here, for about 15 years.
Yes.
So, and we were talking in the break, and you were sharing with me, you know, what the numbers are like out there when you sort of digest what happened last night, and really extraordinary action on the part of these first responders.
It's an amazing thing to think about. Usually, when somebody calls 911 and there's one patient, there's 3, 4, maybe up to 6 people that show up from the fire department, EMS and fire department, to help that person, whether it's a heart attack or a car accident. Here you have 108, what I understand, 108 members of the fire and EMS department showed up, and there was over 600 people wounded and injured, with 59 being deceased. It's the opposite. Instead, it's one firefighter or EMS person to every 6 or 7 wounded. It is something that I can't imagine. It must be like a war zone. You hear that said, but this is truly in your mind's eye. You have to think about what these men and women of the fire department and in the police department really were having to live through, and will have to carry that with them the rest of their lives.
Yeah, I mean, some of the images that I saw today, I wish I could unsee, and we can't show them on television, but this is such a massive, heartless, horrible attack that we saw happen last night in a great place. You know, I mean, Las Vegas is one of those. It takes a while, I think, to learn to love Las Vegas,
yeah.
and I sort of did over the last year when we were there for the debates and everything. But your heart just goes out to these people, and you say, just having been there yourselves on a different scale, at times that these guys this is going to be hard for them. They're going to deal with this for the rest of their lives. These guys who helped last night,
without question, and they're going to be watching the news coverage of this, and now we're seeing the faces of those victims, and it is incredibly difficult for us here to see that, but those who actually served and put themselves in harm's way and went through the stress of that event, it's going to be seared in their memories, much like the 9/11 first responders in New York that came together.
Keep the families of everybody, and including the families and the first responders, in your prayers tonight. Absolutely. As well. David, thank you. Always good to see you.
Thank you.